Greetings, my name is Jasmin Zorlu. I make hats for women and I also teach here in New York City. Take the sprayer and you spray it down with water because when you put the heat on it, after you let the iron warm up, it's going to shrink up like this.
Okay.
So it's sometimes ½ an inch. And then you spray it again and you do a technique called swirling the ribbon. You're ironing it into a curve. Because this is 50% polyester, or no, 50% cotton and 50% rayon, it'll curve. If it's with polyester, it won't curve because that's plastic. So you start at a 45, you start with the ribbon at a 45-degree angle here, and you pull the top of the ribbon.
Okay.
So you're pulling it and you're putting it into an arc like this. Like that. And that'll make it into a curve.
Sorry.
Now we can't put this on YouTube. And then when that's finished, you can do it 2 or 3 times to get it more curved. You would put the shiny side where you iron it against the hat, and the longer side is on the top.
Okay.
Because that you see how if you curve it like this, that's the shorter side.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So now I'm going to demonstrate how to pin it in, and then could you hand me those scissors please? And then hand stitch it. Your hat, and you can find that out by finding where your center of the back of your head is, and you put a marker pin on that. Then I always pin it so that it goes in a counterclockwise direction when I'm looking on it. So I find out where the curve is of this wing, and I'm pinning it below it. And I leave 3/4 of an inch past the ribbon, past the pin. And then when I pin it in, I have to make sure that I don't pin it too tightly or too loosely, because if you do it like that, it won't look good. So I have to make sure that I make it go flat against the felt. Can you see? And then I want to make it very even all the way around. I've been doing this for years, like almost 2 decades, and I still get it off. I don't know, you can't, you know, it's hard to be perfect the first time. You pin it in, and you can also adjust it while you're stitching if it's too loose or too tight. So I'm just going to pin the whole thing up until the end. I'm doing it straight off the roll so that I don't waste any, but there's another way to find out how much you need. There's that other roll of ribbon. Right there. Oh, yeah. You can just do it on the outside of the hat where the ribbon is going, and then add a little bit, and like 1.5 inches on each side, and then cut it.
Okay.
And I've checked it right here to make sure that it's the same length. And then here at the end, I want to fold it over and then cut it so that it matches here. So I'm going to just cut it here. And then I'm going to fold it under. Oops, I did a little too much, but it's okay. I'm going to fold it under, and then when I stitch it, when I come to the end, I'm going to stitch through all 3 loops at the top. But I'm going to show you first how to stitch it. It's just basically a pick stitch, the same thing that we did here. Yeah, go through the whole thing underneath.
Okay.
To hide that large knot of mine. And then I just travel through the top.
Okay.
Like that. It's a little easier than doing it here on the side, but I do it like 1, 2, 3, 4 notches, and I go as close as possible to the top. There's also another technique Deanna Gibbons teaches where it's just a running stitch like that. If you find it easier to do that, I've heard that's more secure, that the ribbon won't pull up and down. But it's your choice. I prefer to do it the way I learned, because you can't really see the stitches, you see? And make sure it's tight. You want to do it tight.